So I went to Borders with my mommy. Does that sound weird coming from a grown man? I have elderly parents, so I need to check on them. I do it every Wednesday. I go to breakfast with them, make sure I don't have to take their driver's licenses away. But today was a special day because we raided Borders, which was very exciting. They're in their final 5 days, and it was everything in the store was 80 to 90% off. We absolutely mutilated them. It was we were like marauders in there. It was a harsh and beautiful thing to see. I don't even know what I've got. I do know that it looks something like this. Let me show you. Wait a minute. Wait for it. That's a lot of books. Oh. It looks like I've got 6 YA books, 5 literary fiction, some horror maybe mixed in, and 3 mysteries. And then I have some other books from a different haul, but I'm going to go through these pretty quickly. I'm going to start with the YA, or whatever I grab, really. I got Sisters Red by Jackson Pierce, and I've been wanting to take a look at this retelling of Little Red Riding Hood and see how it goes. And I've not read anything by Jackson Pierce, so I thought this would be a good go. Dash and Lily's Book of Dares by Rachel Cohn and David Levithan. Yeah, I'm excited to read this. I love Nick and Nora, and I've checked this out from the library before, but never got around to reading it. Sarah Reese Brennan's The Demon's Lexicon. I would have preferred the hardback of this because I'm not a fan of this cover, but yeah, super into reading that. And let's see, Youth in Revolt by C.D. Payne. And this is the movie tie-in cover with Michael Cera on the cover, but it's not actually a photo. It's like a painting of him, which is, I think, pretty interesting. And Youth in Revolt is just flat out hilarious. Also, it's pretty thick. Yeah, it's 500 pages. The print is not exactly regular young adult book. It looks like a pretty hefty book. But the movie was hilarious, and I've checked out the first bit of it, and the writing is pretty phenomenal. Anastasia Hopkins' Shadow Hills. I've started this book a number of times, and I know I'm interested in the writing style, so I'm definitely going to read that soon. And then Claire B. Dunkel's The House of Dead Maids, which is really more like a hardback pamphlet. It's really thin, so it's probably I'm going to probably do it in one sitting, just a real quick read, which is good for me. Now, these are the adult books, so I'm not sure if you're going to be interested in it. I do have another YA or 2 that are going to be coming up in my other part of my haul, but you could check out now if you wanted, or not. I did get some pretty awesome covers of these adult books. This is called C. That's the title, C. It's a novel by Tom McCarthy, and it sounds like it's a historical fiction which weaves in World War I, brothels, and a showdown at an Egyptian tomb, which is pretty exciting. It's written in a postmodern style, which I kind of dig, and so that's that. This is the, I want to say, eighth novel in the Tales of the City series. This is Marianne and Autumn. So we're actually going all the way back to the very beginning, the first Tales of the City book, where Marianne Singleton was the primary character. Yeah, I'm sure that this is in her later years. 20 years have passed since Marianne Singleton left her husband. So I'm excited to read that. My wife will be excited to read it too because she's totally into that. This is The Four Fingers of Death by Rick Moody. And it's about this writer who is dealing with his wife's illness and trying to come up with the money for it by selling these trading cards that have somehow become sort of magical. And at the same time, it's also about him rewriting a classic horror film from the 50s called The Crawling Hand. And it's about a whole bunch of other stuff. In true literary fashion, it's about a lot of things. So there's that. Tom Rockman's The Imperfectionists, which is about a group of press people hanging out in Rome and just their life and stuff like that. Looks interesting. Joan Frances Turner's Dust which is a literary take on zombie apocalypse, told, I believe, from the zombies' perspective, which is something I'm very interested in. Let's see. And then in the mysteries, I got Bad Monkeys by Matt Ruff. And you'll notice this is a super long paperback. A normal paperback would stop about right here. This is like a really oddly long paperback. Like here's a regular paperback. So it's not a trade. It's something weirder. Anyway, this one I'm not sure. It's been called a fantastical funhouse ride with a juiced up hyperspeed narrative that rushes hither and yon through a host of surprises, feints, false starts, murders, meltdowns, and double and triple crosses. Jane Charlotte has been arrested for murder. She says she's a member of a secret organization devoted to fighting evil. She says she's working with the Department of the Final Disposition of Irredeemable Persons, aka Bad Monkeys. Her confession lands her in the jail's psychiatric wing and earns her countless hours of poking, probing, and questioning by professional. But is Jane crazy or lying, or is she playing a whole different game altogether? I'm into it. I'll totally be reading that. I picked up Dan Wells' Mr. Monster, which sounds like it's a very sort of a Dexter-y kind of a story, so I'll be into that. And the last one I got from Borders was Josh Bazell's Beat the Reaper, which I have heard is absolutely hilarious. So I definitely want to read this one this year at some point. So that's what I got from Borders. According to the receipt, I have saved $222. I got all of these books for $46, including the tax. So that was pretty amazing. Let's see. I got this from Amazon. I haven't hauled this yet. But I picked up Divergent from Amazon by Veronica Roth. I'm excited to read that since everyone is calling it sort of the next Hunger Games, or even better than Hunger Games. I'm totally into that. Oprah did a thing, I believe it was last week or the week before, about looking 20 years younger. And I don't know that I look my age, but, this was about, not only feeling younger, but sort of creating sort of a healthy atmosphere in your body, from your skin all the way to what you eat to your exercise and things like that. So I got Bob Green's 20 Years Younger. I didn't actually get this. I got this this is an ARC. I got it from a friend, Cindy, who's a bookseller, and they get ARCs. And so she saved that for me because she knew I'd watch the Oprah show. At Half Price Books, I picked up a couple. I got George Mann's The Affinity Bridge, which is I think it's a steampunk. I don't know. It has some pretty cool imagery. It looks like a newspaper and stuff, so I'll be excited to read that. And also, God, I hate these that I left the stickers on these. Monica Drake's Clown Girl, which is a book that came out of Chuck Palahniuk's writing group. He has a writing group, if you don't know this. A group of people that he actually works with. I don't know if it's online or if it's somewhere in person, because Chelsea Kane, I think, is a part of it too, and she writes those heartsick novels. This is supposed to be pretty disturbing, which wouldn't surprise me, coming from the group of them. Chuck Palahniuk's work is pretty disturbing. Chelsea Kane's heartsick novels are some of the most disturbing stuff I've ever read, which is... I'm okay with that. I like disturbing. And anyway, so now you can see more that it's a rubber chicken. Whatever. Anyway, so I got that. My friend Cindy also gave me Jack Blank and the Imagination, which is, just a blank black arc. Here's the actual cover. I haven't heard anything about it. I think it's middle grade. It seems like it's middle grade. The writing inside looks like that. So, but I'll give it a shot. You never know. So that's it. Huge haul. 9 minutes. That's pretty quick. The next video I'm going to do is my wish list for books that are coming up through the end of the year. And I've already got them all listed and ready to go. I'll just need to record it. So I'm probably going to record that right after this.